Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I'm based in Nova Scotia, Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my experiences about life here in Canada. Also, I do a bit of immigration because I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and RCIC. I help you with your applications to come to Canada for visit, for study, for permanent residence, and all those good stuff. If you need any of those services, please hook up with us at Green Cities and we'll be able to assist you with any of those. Okay. In this video today, it's a trip I took to Sydney in Nova Scotia. It's 4 hours from Halifax. So I'm taking you on this trip for various reasons. So for one, I went for a graduation ceremony of a friend. I already have a video about the graduation ceremony in my previous video. So if you'd like to see what a graduation ceremony looks like in Canada, in Cape Breton University, please look up that video. This video is primarily to educate you or to inspire you or motivate you that taking a vacation, even within your state or your province, is possible. You can have as much fun as you want, even within like a local trip. See the way I look on my way. See how tired I looked. Just worked out and see how fresh I will come back. This trip was everything and more. It was a domestic travel. Like I did not fly. I was in a shuttle. That's me. I was doing some work while on the trip. Like I said, it's a 4 hours trip from Halifax to Sydney. So I took a shuttle. There are various ways to get to Sydney. You can fly if you want to, you can drive, you can take a shuttle, you can take a bus, but on this day I took a shuttle and it was beautiful. Also on this trip was the day I got the visa decision for my younger brother's study permit application. Once I got to my friend's house that hosted me in Sydney, I got an email from my brother's visa application. Now let me explain to you what this means to me, to my family. My brother has been denied a visa 3 good times, one in 2018, twice in 2019. So having an approval the fourth time meant everything and more to us. I have a video explaining the genesis, what happened, how we got this approval this time around, and all of that. I became an RCIC in 2021, and it was one of my goal to get my brother a visa. I'm like, as an RCIC, I cannot fall my brother's hand. To the glory of God, he got his visa. Anyway, that's by the way. I have a video about that. You can look it up on my channel. So that's Miriam, who hosted me. Miriam is my first study permit client, number one. She was a follower first of all, before I even became an RCI. She was a follower on my Life in Nova Scotia page. Then she became my client, and then she came to Canada with her family. I got admission for her. I got a visa for her. She came to Canada. She stayed in my Airbnb. What else? And now she works for Green Tulips. See how far me and Miriam have gone. And then she hosted me. I had the time of my life. Miriam spoils me. Let me show you all the food I ate. In fact, I even forgot to film some of the food I ate. See, this yam and egg sauce and tea. That was, I think, the second day. I can't remember if I filmed the first day. I think I spent about 4 or 5 days on this trip. That's fried rice with catfish, fried grilled catfish. In fact, I was spoiled. I came back fresh. That's amala and the boosted soup and turkey. Like I had a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you so much, Miriam. Thank you. I'm very grateful for you, for your gift, for your friendship, for your being a good staff, being everything. I'm grateful that our path crossed. That's Ogi and Akara. I cannot remember the last time I had Akara and Ogi. Yeah, I was so spoiled. That's white rice with plantain, with catfish, stew. Anyway, I ate so much. I did not film everything. These are the ones I remembered to record, right? So back to the trip. So I was to go to Mexico on a solo trip actually before I decided to take my kids along. So I now use this Sydney trip as my solo trip. Okay, so and I had fun. This is Tosi, another of my friend who I also met on live in Nova Scotia on Instagram. She reached out to me. I'm coming to Nova Scotia and all of that. We hooked up. She came to our house. She slept over and then she went to Sydney because Sydney is about 4 hours, like I said. So we became friends and she has been a wonderful person to me. The other day she came to Halifax. She bought me gifts. So when she heard I was in Sydney, she came to see me. I'm just so grateful for this wonderful people in my life. Same here, oh, you're Sydney. You're Sydney.
I missed you.
Oh. Same here.
Oh, I missed you.
Same here.
Oh.
Same
I
here.
can't drink.
I do wear a laugh.
I got my friend now said, that you saw it on your time. You are following this Sherifat even more than me. I did not even know. I said, what joke? Missing. Fast. Jeez.
Glad to see you again.
No matter on to yak Nigeria.
Yeah. We are touring Sydney. This is my tour guide. That's Nafisa. She was the one that graduated. She took me around Sydney. See the list of places she wrote that we'll go to, which we went. So we covered, a bit of it. Like, not even a bit, like a lot of it. And it was good to see Sydney again. I've been here before. This is my second time touring Sydney. So this trip was to go for Nafisa's graduation year. It was also like a solo trip for me. Another reason for going was also to be like a little work trip, in the sense that I planned to go to Cape Breton University. I have a lot of students in this school that I know that we got their visa or their admission. So Cape Breton is some school, a school that is quite dear to me, I would say. So I'd heard about some of the difficulties some students were having in terms of housing, job opportunities, even schooling itself. Like, for example, I hear that they use Cineplex, like a cinema here, for some of their classes, like to let you know how much, like how many, like the space that they have is not available, is not enough for the students they've admitted, right? So like I'm like, let me just go see things for myself. So as it is right now, myself, Miriam, and with the team, I said that we won't get admissions for anybody going to Cape Breton anymore. It's only if you insist on coming to Cape Breton, but we will not on our own say, okay, come to Cape Breton because of these things I've mentioned. I hear that the school is doing what they can, really, right, to make things better. And also, it's not only a school problem; it's also a city, a province problem, in terms of you admitting people or bringing in people more than the available spaces you have for, in terms of admission, in terms of even housing, even opportunities for job. Like, Sydney has become something else, and it's quite hard for many students to get accommodation, to get jobs. So if you're coming to Sydney, I'm not trying to like scare you, but be ready for this, because this is what people there are facing right now. And it's not only a Sydney problem, let me be honest. Even Halifax, like before when we came to Halifax in 2016, people used to get one rent free. You pay one rent and get another free. It was that good. But now, even to get accommodation is very, like, it's overpriced. So it's really, really hard these days. But I mean, people are dealing with it in some way. And we hope that the government, the schools can do what they can to alleviate the sufferings of the people. So Nofi took me around, and she was explaining to me what the school does, in their own way to make things better.
A CBU bus. I mean, small car that stays. I think they're actually trying. I just feel like the capacity is too much for them. So they have like a small Sienna that stays in front, that comes like, I think every 10 to 20 minutes. So some people, when they have classes here, like they take them home. To
CBU,
because some people have classes
here and there, and it's far, it's far together.
It's like, I think CBU from here is
15 minutes, because
that's driving. But if you take the bus,
take longer.
It takes longer. So that small Sienna takes you straight to school. But other buses, they will still go through the mall. People want to come down.
But do they have enough? Like, just one is not enough now, because how many students?
Exactly. So I feel like those are the things that
they do to augment it.
They have to like do. Get a bus. Be big bus.
Bus to more people. Yeah.
Like 2. Then tomato will be small bus. That small Sienna again, like 3 or 4.
Yeah. They're paying so much money. Something is not small money.
Not small.
How much do they pay? Like, how much do they pay Cineplex for their all-to-one loan? So it's look for ways to make it. But if not, at the point is, see, you will know how much bad review there is from CBU.
There's so much bad reviews.
Like, some people say that if you go to CBU, you don't get visa. so if anyone gets CBU and gets a refusal, they say it's because of CBU. Then Friday or qualify. But they already pay CBU, yes, you get. So
I feel like it's just the CBU actually their part, but
it's not all about CBU, yeah. Because the city itself has its own issues because as a city.
Actually, if you can check under your admission letter, they
Yeah.
tell you that it's jobs are limited.
Oh really?
Yes, they put it there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
Yes, they put it there that jobs are limited.
So if they do that, then it means they've done their like a caveat.
Yes, but the part is you're supposed to have like a capacity. Now there was
Once you reach that threshold,
you don't
admission
take them
exactly.
again.
Hey.
So there was a video that came out that leaked out. They were talking that so they asked the president, that's
Okay. For staying before the school itself. Okay.
So they were like, what are the actions that you are
taking?
So it was like, but I think they said 2026 that they should not have more than 20% capacity. Meanwhile, they've surpassed it in 2023.
So ahead.
Like I'll be 2023. So like that's a very, very
so 3 years capacity. They already exceeded.
So what are you guys doing?
Money is not because it makes no sense to continue to apply.
We wanted to cross and somebody just stopped. Like, we don't want you in our country again. You guys are kissing. And I only knew this.
Because we about will not on strain. Because normally it means like already leg only relate. The few jobs not manage. So I understand that part because the society they'll not blame the government. They'll come and say it's you. But what's stupid because it's not your fault. You're not here for free. Maybe you think you're a refugee. It's true now because it's not for free now.
It's not for free now.
It's not free.
When I went to US, this man said she was like, she was like, how did that? Where do we see money? Is it from this small? I'm like, you people are not serious.
Now I didn't give it that one. Don't mind them. Don't mind them.
You're asking me that.
Don't mind them.
So most time then I like that. I just walk. My house is not far. When we are done with downtown.
My tour guide. My city tour guide. So when we left our Cape Breton area, we then went, to another part of downtown. On my channel, I've done a tour of Cape Breton University, like a tour of the school itself. If you're yet to see that video, you're looking to come to CBU, you are there, you want to know more about the school, please check that video up. That video is my most watched video, like most viewed video on my channel. It has over 10,000 views. So that's why CB is quite dear to me. I have clients who are there who are studying. So if you're yet to see that video, if you want to know more about the school, please check it out. Okay. So we also went to a place called Cape Breton Island Center for Immigration. Now, he was telling me that this office help with your visa applications. Maybe you want to apply, you want to extend your study visa, your study permit, or you want to get your postgraduate work permit. They help you with that. Even US visas, she said that they help people with that as well. So if you're not aware of this office, please check it out. You can be saving yourself some money. It's free actually, but of course you pay for your visa fee. For example, maybe like the government fees, you pay for those, but the service itself is free. That's something. So check it out. So we just went downtown, just walked around. So I was in Sydney for 5 days. So Sydney is in Cape Breton in Nova Scotia. I was in Sydney for about 5 days. I went on a Wednesday and left on a Sunday. I only went out twice. The first time was when Nofi graduated. So Miriam took me to an officer's graduation on the venue. That's the only day, the first day I went out in Sydney. And the second time was this day. An officer took me out downtown and some other places. The other 3 days I rested, I was eating, I was working. I had a very good time, no stress, no family, nobody, just me, I was just in one room. Miriam puts me in one room. When food is ready, she'll call me. Food is ready, you come and eat. And I'll just be walking and enjoying myself. It was really a nice time actually. So we now went to this place downtown. So I've been to Sydney before. Actually, this is my second time in Sydney, but I didn't get to do all these things when I came. We came to this place, but we didn't get to this area. And I hear this signage is new. We didn't see this when we came in about 2 years ago or thereabouts, or a year ago. We went to Newfoundland and then we just branched at Cape Breton and we toured Sydney a bit. But it was even Miriam that made me do a tour of Cape Breton University at that time. This place, he told me that it's a new campus for NSCC. NSCC is Nova Scotia Community College, and it looks really good. I heard they just started building it and it's almost done. So they have another campus there. And when I came to Sydney the last time, I also went to a campus of NSCC. It's called Marconi Campus. I went there. I did a tour of that school as well. NSCC has over 20 campuses. One of the affordable colleges in Canada, in Nova Scotia. So if you're looking for an alternative as well, you can look up NSCC. If you need help with any admission, we are here to assist you at Green Tulips. Up next is the public library. So we went to the library to check it out. I'm very, very big when it comes to the library. The library has a lot of resources. Like, you never can go wrong going to the library in Canada. There are tons of resources and information that you might not even know. So if you're a newcomer in Canada, please check out the libraries. Look for information. Ask them what they offer newcomers. You'll be shocked as to how much benefit you can get from the library. So we just went around the library. Not as big as the other ones in bigger cities, but you can always make do with what you have in your community, right? And then like Nofi and I was talking about the fact that Nigerians always say, oh, nothing to do in Canada, nothing to do in Sydney, nothing to do in Nova Scotia. But truth is, there's a lot to do. You just don't have the right information about what's available in your community. So what I did here is I went to one of the staff that works in the library. I asked them, oh, what do you offer newcomers? So please listen to this. This is about 7 minutes long, but if you're a newcomer, it will benefit you honestly, because you get to know what they are that you can get access to in your community. Okay. And it was like an impromptu interview, and he told me so much. I'm sure there are so much things that he even left out, but the things he told me, even me that have been here for 7 years, I didn't know some of these things as well, right? So please listen. Hi. Yeah, I have a question. So if you're a newcomer here, do you have like services for newcomers, for students?
Yes. So basically, we have the library is open to anybody. You can come in even without a library card to study or to use the computer or whatever. We do suggest, if you are from the area, to get a card though, because it is beneficial. You can borrow
for printing and things like that.
We also have digital apps and different things like that you can use even without coming here.
Okay.
We have different programs and whatnot, but specifically to newcomers, we have our English Conversation series, which is run by us and Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. And it's just basically a group that gets together on Wednesday nights and they play games and stuff, but it's to help people practice their English and get more comfortable and build kind of a community here.
Okay.
There are different things that do come up. There's nothing really scheduled right now, but if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, we always make posts as to what events.
You have TikTok?
We have TikTok.
Oh, yeah, so easy.
90% of the time we're just making fools out of ourselves on it, but the other 10% we're showing what we've got. And everything like that. But as far as like for newcomers, the English Conversation series, and just the fact that it's a safe space. You can come here if you don't know different services in the community or anything like that. We can help you find them because we are a community partner, so we partner with a lot of different organizations and businesses and things like that. We do help with finding jobs.
Well, ask that. Like resume building.
We are working on resume building. There were a couple of courses added. We're just kind of very busy right now, but we do try and get some of that done. We also just help people with jobs searching. We have, I don't know if I've got any printed off, but I did this up just to show people where to look for jobs if they weren't familiar with different things. Like it's funny because when people say library, you think books.
Books, I know, right?
But
a lot of
it's
other
more
resources.
just we we get people coming in and it was like, oh, I went to the hospital today and I wanted this and they told me that they don't do that, so they sent me here. And it was just like basically like signing up for immunizations or looking for where you can get primary mental health, or people who are homeless searching for jobs and homes and other services that they need. We don't have the ability to let people call, but I've made doctors and dentist appointments for people who don't have phones or access to them, and found them doctors and found them dentists. So it's
more than a library.
It's more than a library. It's a community space. We really try and welcome everybody, but also do a little bit for everybody. And in addition to, there's lots of fun things. We have we all kind of have our little specialties. Like I really enjoy hiking. So when people come in and want to know where to go hiking or anything like that, they get pointed in my direction. And we have books about hiking, but we also have snowshoes for when we want to hike in the winter time. So it's just, and all of these things are free is the best part. So like if you want to try snowshoeing and you're like, if you're just new to Canada and don't have a job and don't know if you want to invest in $100 pair of snowshoes, you can borrow them here and see if you like them.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we always have, and we always point people in the right direction for different programs that are going on. So we try and help as much as we possibly can. So
that's good to know. Aside this library, do you have other ones in the community?
Yes. So there are 12 branches in Cape Breton, part of the Cape Breton Regional Library System. But actually, about a year ago, we went with this program. It's called Same Page. So Same Page basically banded together all of the public libraries in Nova Scotia. So what that did, it increased our catalog quite a bit, and it also increased everybody's ability to bring books in from outside, so it saves us money for, it's like, oh no, we don't need that one because it's available here and here and here. So anyways, it's a better cost sharing benefit so that we can provide more public services and whatnot. But you can use, if you get a library card here now, you can use it anywhere in Nova Scotia. And
Even in Halifax?
Except for the Halifax branches. But Halifax will give you your own card if you do go there. So then you'll be covered for the entire province. And even if you're on vacation somewhere, like, say, Yarmouth. I always say Yarmouth because it's the farthest away you can get without going to the States. And you can borrow a book in Yarmouth, and if you forget to bring it back there and you end up back in Sydney, just give it to us and we'll give it back to them.
Oh, that's good.
So
that's good.
Lots of great things. There's no more late fines. The only thing that we'll charge you for is if you don't return an item, and even then it's just the replacement cost. It's not an incremental fine. So, yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. Something else came to my mind. Then, rec centers. I live in Halifax, actually.
Okay.
In Halifax, a lot of the rec centers are close to the library sometimes. So do you have like any partnership with any rec center for activities for kids, like say swimming and things like that?
Usually, like if we are, pointing people in the direction of rec centers or whatnot, the YMCA is just right over there.
Okay, going there as well.
Yeah, and they have a swimming pool. They do open swimming. They do children's day camps. They have an early childhood education center. And then just generally they have a gym, and they have days where they have bouncy castles set up. And we're actually getting bouncy castles, so that's kind of nice. Other rec centers, one of my co-workers runs an organization called SSCC, which I don't remember what it stands for, but it's a recreation program for adults. And it's very much focused on, if you don't like playing organized sports, just come out and have fun, sort of thing. So that's a lot of fun too. And then just for children, we do have our Super Saturdays every Saturday during the school year. We have different programs. We have puppet shows, lots of different things. And then if we are kind of in a lull with that, we know that the Play Palace is up the road. Like I said, the YMCA. One of our other co-workers is involved in roller derby, so she gets people, not just children, but like teens and adults and whatnot as well. So yeah, we might not know exactly, we might not have exactly what you're looking for.
We can point people in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's something.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. This is another center, the YMCA. It's also a good place to go to get information. There's a swimming center here. I saw a playground, beside the building. There's so many things. YMCAs, everywhere. Like they have in Halifax, they have in other cities in Canada as well. Just go there. We also have what we call Nova Scotia Works. Those ones help you with employment services. You're looking for a job. You need your resume, built in Canadian standard or format. You can go to them. So many things you can get to do. I realize that many of us, who are Nigerians or newcomers, we don't seek information. Like in Islam, I don't know about, that religion. In the Quran, there's a particular verse that talks about the fact that knowledge is a lost property of a Muslim. Meaning, that's to tell you how important it is to seek knowledge. Nobody will come and give information in your bedroom. You have to seek it. You're in your environment. You have to look for information that will benefit you, benefit your family. We're not only here to come and work and pay bills. There's more to life than that. Anyways, I met my big brother. I don't know if you remember one video I did. Saying that I met somebody I'd known for like 20 years. I was at the airport one day and I was hearing Sherry. I'm like, who is calling me Sherry? Who is this person? This person must have known me from somewhere. He kept looking at me. And he told me, oh, you remember me? So his friend used to date my cousin. So we all knew, but I forgotten about him totally. I even remember himself. I'm shocked. So he met me at the airport like in April or thereabouts. So he now heard I was in Sydney. He's also in Sydney schooling. I even forgotten about him that he lives in Sydney. I mean, just moved this, so I forgot. He now called me because we exchanged numbers. So he got my number from one of my clients who I went to pick at the airport when I met him. So he got my number from him and called me. Oh, I hear you're in Sydney. Let's hook up. So we hooked up. It took me, we just went out, to have some time. So a nice time, just chat, talk, catch up on in old times. It was really nice to see him again, and I feel happy having somebody like that in my in my vicinity, in my community. It was like a big brother to me, right? He has known me since maybe I was in my late teens or something like that. So I'm close to 40 now. So he's known me for about 20 years or more. Anyways, it was nice catching up with him.
It took like some 10 minutes.
I know you're like looking at me. Can you very close to me? I didn't even give me long. That kind of journey, man, give me you.
I was not zeroing it down.
But you tried though. After 20 years. I try you.
She's in London,
yeah, she's in the UK. She's in the UK. It's like, how did you remember you? You're not surprised though. Because no one calls me Sherry here. He's Sherifat. Are you sharing? And you, mommy, daily. Then another fun fact, his wife and I went to the same secondary school. We didn't know until like some weeks ago. It's just a very small world. Like, just do good. It's a very small world, honestly. Very small world. All right, show that coffee. And more. All right, dear. I should go. Yeah, that's me observing one of my prayers. So as Muslims, when you travel, there's some prayers that are 4 rakas. My Muslim people will understand this better. If you're not a Muslim, I apologize. Anyway, so for those 4 rakas, you are able to make it 2 rakas if you go on a long trip. That's one of the things I love about travel. I love to pray, but my point here is just that Islam makes your life easy. Like, it just makes it easy for you. Like, you're a traveler, so no stress. Reduce your prayer. May Allah accept our prayers, inshallah. Anyways, that's that was my day before I left. So the next day was when I came back to Halifax. I had a nice time. When we won shuttle, when I was going, I went with another company shuttle on my way, and I prefer this shuttle, this particular second one. I call Cape Breton shuttle. Even the driver was a very nice guy. He talked so we were like 4 in the shuttle, and I was the only one at the back both times, both going and coming. I was so happy, like I was like a landlady at the back, just talking. Very nice guy. Yeah, that's right. The university, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Cape Breton. No, I came for somebody's graduation.
Came for somebody's graduation?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So are you heading back now?
Back to Halifax. I live in Halifax.
Oh, you live in Halifax?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Like in Canada or in Sydney?
Canada, yeah. Nigeria.
Almost 7 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you went to university?
Oh no, I came as a permanent resident here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Practically Canadian, like you're...
Yes, well, I got my citizenship in October of 2021, so almost 2 years now. Been a Canadian, yeah.
Right.
Are you from here originally?
Yeah, I grew up here, yeah.
Like
I grew up in
Nova Scotia?
In Dominion, yeah.
Okay.
Just outside of Sydney here or whatever, yeah.
Oh,
I've been around, I've moved around Canada quite a bit, like working in different times in my life. I've been back in Cape Breton now for almost 20 years.
Oh, really? You like it here that much?
Yeah, I love it here.
It's a good, it's a nice place. Very, like quite serene.
Friendly people.
Yeah.
We had great summers.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, true. What's your name?
Here, I'll give you a card here.
Sure. Thank you. All right.
And so, who was it that graduated? A family member, a friend?
A friend, like a friend.
Friend of a friend?
My friend.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Other Nigerian as well?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you hear about us?
About the shadow?
Yeah.
My friend told me about you guys. My friend. Yeah.
Yeah, the word's getting around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Female Nigerians.
And it was the Wi-Fi that made me book you guys. But I came with Sally. What's the name again? Sally something is the name I came with. They didn't have Wi-Fi, so she told me to come with Cape Breton and Shadow that they have Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, I'll book you guys.
We're also the best on the road.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. For my company, I do immigration services.
Immigration services?
Yeah. So people looking to come here as permanent residents, as students, for visits, things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you work for the government, or did you say you're a
For
contractor?
myself.
You have your own
Own
company?
business, yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
I resigned in December of last year to face my business full time.
Cool.
Thank
And
you.
It's such a, I mean, well, you know firsthand of the amount of immigration stuff that you need to get done here.
Yeah.
Not just Nigerians.
Yeah. Yeah.
International students.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of investments, effort. I mean, school fees alone is something. So for foreign students, they pay like triple what local students pay for the same program, the same, everything is the same, but they pay triple,
Yeah.
you know, of the same education.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not cheap.
It's a money racket, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And do you have a family here with you? Or
Yeah, I have my family, my other children.
3 children, yeah?
Yeah.
That seems to be the recipe for Nigerians.
What do you
It
mean?
just seems pretty common that that a lot of I've asked that have children have like 3 children.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's a pretty common thing. Like
Yeah.
3 and that's it.
Like the perfect number.
Mm-hmm.
Never ever underestimate the power of rest and relaxation. Can we talk about how fresh I look in this video? Like rewind this video back to the beginning where I showed you my face when I was going to Sydney and compare it to now. Like, let's be honest, see how fresh I look. Like, nothing surpasses rest, you know, not having to deal with any kind of stress. There's nothing like it. But this life is not like that. We have to work. We have to attend to our family members. Anyways, but once in a while, I think we should take them out to rest. That's my point here. This was in May of this year. About 2 months ago, I went on this trip, and comparing it with the trip I went to Mexico in June with my children, I came back stressed. Well, this one I came back refreshed, you know. But I mean, there's always time for everything, right? There's time for you to go on a solo trip. So going forward, I always try. Like last year, I went on a solo trip to Bermuda. Every year, and it doesn't have to be like a foreign trip. It can be somewhere in your community. Take time out for yourself, like just for yourself. Your families will be all right. Your work will be fine. Your everything will be fine. But take care of yourself, okay? Anyways, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Bye. Let me give a very special thank you to everybody that made my time in Sydney memorable and worthwhile. I really appreciate it all. Thank you so much. God bless you. Those in this video, those that I could not put in this video, those I saw, everywhere. Thank you. God bless you all.